Rockology Hour Interviews.
Well, welcome to Rockology Hour Interviews. I'm your host, Jake Story, your resident rock connoisseur. And if you've never heard of Rockology Hour before, you're unaware of it, it is an alternative music radio show. Airs on Riverside Radio every Thursday nights, 8 p.m. And I promote all the best alternative music, all the interviews with the hottest acts, promoting up-and-coming bands which you may not have heard of yet, and also helping you rediscover some classic tracks you may have forgotten. And on this edition, it is, well, a fantastic episode because I had a chance to sit down with Rou Reynolds, the frontman of Enter Shikari, about a week after Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible came out. It soared to number 2 in the album charts. I think that's the highest entry Shikari's had in the album charts. I think the Take to the Skies and Flash of Flood went to number 4. So yeah, the highest album chart for those guys. And it was number 1 in the rock and metal charts, which is the real chart in my opinion. So yeah, incredibly successful album. And we're going to find out exactly how it was made. Rou produced the record as well. So we get into all that. Also, we get into a bit of a kind of meditation and mindfulness as well. If that is your kind of thing, then definitely stay tuned. And yeah, he has a pop at STAPPOKE as well, which if you're unfamiliar with what that is, it's me singing lyrics in the voice of Scott Stapp. And Rou has to guess the next line, the band and the track. It is a continuous humiliation for me, but I think what I've heard, people really like it, so I'm going to have to keep doing it. Yeah, sit back, relax, open a cold beverage, because here is my interview with Rou Reynolds of Enter Shikari, which aired on episode 80 of Rockology Hour. Enjoy.
If love is blind, hatred is deaf and well fed.
That was Enter Shikari with the Dreamers Hotel off their new record, Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Jake, I need to know more about this record. I need to know how it was made and how it came together. Let's speak to one of the, leading composers of the band. Let's speak to the producer of this record. I've got you covered here on Rockology Hour on Riverside Radio. Your resident rock connoisseur has well and truly got your back. So this is my chat with Rou Reynolds of Enter Shikari. I'm going to now throw it to myself in the past. Jake, take it away, boy.
You're on Riverside.
Thanks, Jake. I am joined on the line by the frontman of Enter Shikari. I have Rou Reynolds. How are you doing, sir?
Hello. Yes, I'm all right, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Are you surviving in these quarantine times?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say unprecedented.
Unprecedented, yes.
Because the word unprecedented has risen to unprecedented use.
I'm sure it's trending on Twitter.
Yeah. I'm okay. I can't complain. I have my health. My family have their health. I'm very busy with the new album promo, so I'm not suffering from boredom, which seems to be the other thing that people are suffering from. So I'm lucky at the moment. How are you getting on?
I'm good. I'm quite lucky that in the sense I'm still in full-time work, so my life hasn't changed too much. Luckily, my friends and family are all fine. I just don't commute, so that's
right.
the only and not being able to go out ever. But apart from that, it's not changed too much.
Yeah.
A big congratulations in order to you guys for your new record, Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible, was number 2 in the charts and number 1 in the rock and metal charts. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's incredible. That is a round of applause. Definitely. That is. What's your response to the response the record's been getting?
We're over the moon. I mean, it's a really weird one because obviously I'm so excited that it's people are taking it so well and enjoying it, but at the same time I can't celebrate that fact with anyone. I haven't seen the band for probably the longest. This is probably actually the longest amount of time I've gone with not seeing the lads since we started the band. Probably I would presume. So yeah, it's very odd and it's frustrating not being able to do the shows and not being able to do the signings and meeting our fans and like thanking them for buying it because obviously it's that which got us the number 2 spot. But yeah, we're really thankful because it's kind of like a word of mouth campaign really, because we lost so much promo, we weren't able to do the shows. So yeah, we just owe our fan base and people that bought the record for the number 2 slot, obviously. So yeah, we're made up by it all, really.
Yeah, it's kind of almost going back to your kind of punk rock DIY roots with word of mouth promotion, because that's how you guys started. And I was going to come to this later, but I think I'll come to it now. How does it feel to, after 17 years, if my Big Shack quick maths is correct, you're playing the White Horse in High Wycombe, and then 17 years later, your record is number 2 in the charts. Is this like a good point in time, a nice milestone for you guys to kind of look back at your career and go, wow, what a journey this has been?
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't expect this album to get, that high. We've been very lucky in the fact that we've never done an album or an era of the band, as the kids call it now, that has sort of that hasn't kept a sort of consistent climb in terms of like our growth as a band. So the fact that we're still here is amazing, but then the fact that we're still just going from strength to strength is just, we're like so grateful for that. So many bands that we tour with literally playing venues like the White Horse in High Wycombe, and now like no longer a thing. So yeah, we're ecstatic really by the response.
Oh, great to hear. And also, you produced this record, so this is the first time you kind of solo produced a Shikari record. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So how is it kind of approaching the record, knowing you're going to be the producer as well, the songwriter and composer?
I was just excited, man. Like, I've learned so much from the producers that we've worked with over the years, and this record was always going to be all about breadth. So we wanted to push like the instrumentation, the textures, the atmospheres, the emotions on the album, like really push ourselves. So like I was just super excited to get down into every nitty gritty detail. Like, I mean, I'm a real details person when it comes to production. So yeah, I was just really, really happy to be able to have the chance to finally do it. I think, I've wanted to do it for a while, but I think the funny thing with production is until you actually produce a record and get the validation from that, you don't really feel like you're a producer. Well, obviously you feel like you can't produce a record until you've got so it's like a catch-22 basically. So now I'm just so glad that it all went well, and I mean I think it's our best produced record, to be honest.
Not very shaded any of your old producers there, but I agree. I think the production's fantastic on this record. Did it affect like kind of the dynamic between other band members, since you're in this kind of producer role as well, or was it just kind of same old with the dynamic?
I think we're quite lucky, really. Obviously we've been a band for so long, and we've kind of slipped into like quite defined roles by now. I always say that drummers have the hardest job in a band because just drums are just hard, full stop.
Yeah.
But then Rob also is really he had like real like stipulations or even philosophies about this album in terms of what he wanted to achieve. So I worked quite closely with him on obviously on the drum production and the engineering. So he wanted to do he wanted there to be no outside drum samples used. So every drum sound on our album is 100% ours, made last year, which to people who perhaps aren't too knowledgeable about music creation won't know that most records you hear contain drum samples from other people. But yeah, so that was something we really concentrated on. So the drum production really stepped up a notch, and then likewise Rory was basically my engineer for the record. So he has such a talent for problem solving. So he slots into that role. And then Chris, our bassist, he's like our live guy. So he's our Ableton wizard. So he's the person who's always thinking about how we're going to do things live. So yeah, we just sort of really work as a unit at the moment.
Which track do you think will translate most effectively in a live scenario? Because I imagine with you guys going in the studio, you kind of go, oh, this is the record, and then we'll kind of change it up a little bit live, because I don't know if it will translate as well. But which track on the record do you think will sound the best live?
That's a real tough one. Well, we started rehearsing like about a few weeks before lockdown, And just even the vibe, like in our tiny little sweaty rehearsal space, was amazing. We started playing The Great Unknown, Dreamers Hotel, Tina, and they're all sort of just, there was such an energy to them, so I can't wait to play any of those ones. But then I think also the sort of the duper cuts on the record as well. Like I'm really looking forward to playing like Waltzing Off the Face of the Earth. I think that's going to be epic. And then even things like The Pressure's On, I think that's going to be like such a sing along, so much fun. And well, if we're talking about sing alongs, then obviously Modern Living is going to be a huge one for that as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to playing them all, to be honest.
Yeah. I imagine Elegy for Extinction could be almost like a Royal Albert Hall, maybe like a Metallica S&M kind of grand performance, because it feels like almost like a movie soundtrack or a film score. How did you go about writing that track? That's quite a step in another direction for you guys.
Yeah, well, I was kind of, I mean, I've written for brass and strings before, but taking on a whole orchestra was definitely a step, and I was really just wanted to test myself as a, with my composition skills, I suppose. And I was writing a few pieces, and this one, it just immediately felt like it was within Shikari's universe. Yeah. Even though, at that point, it didn't have any guitar or drums or anything, but it still felt like a Shikari track. So immediately put that forward as something to be on the album, and the guys were loving it. So we then just decided, well, okay, how are we going to do this? Because I was quite adamant, just like Rob was, I suppose, with the drums. I didn't want to use like MIDI, fake instrumentation. I wanted to use real musicians, get real humanity on the record. And so we were very lucky to be able to go to Prague and work with the City of Prague Philharmonic, who are, just incredible. I felt very out of my depth, on the podium. Conducting all these.
Did you have the conductor's, I don't know, wand? What's it called?
Yeah. I didn't actually do any of the conducting in the end, because it was obviously there's a bit of they didn't all speak English and stuff, so it was much better to have a Czech conductor. Yeah, in terms of describing how bits should be played and things like that. Oh yeah, it was very nerve-wracking, but it was an incredible surreal experience. And they obviously absolutely nailed it, and I was so happy with it.
Yeah, I think that track kind of really sums up kind of Enter Shikari's willingness to push the boundaries on genre and not kind of pigeonhole yourselves in any genre whatsoever. So I love that track. I think it's fantastic. Would you ever consider doing any film scores in the future?
I would absolutely love to. Yeah, it's the one thing. I did 1 year of music composition and technology before I had to drop out because the band was taking off so much. And the one thing I really enjoyed and have missed from that year was writing for visuals. So be that film or TV series, documentary, anything like that. And I've wanted to do that ever since. So yeah, I would absolutely love to go into anything in that world.
I think you'd be really excelling in that field. But in the shorter term, Enter Shikari heading back out on the roads towards the back end of 2020 for us Londoners. November 14th, you guys are playing the Alexandra Palace, the Ali Pali. How excited are you guys to get back out on the road in front of a live crowd and feeding off that?
Yeah, I mean, we're even just not being able to play the shows in April was so frustrating, because as I say, when we were in the rehearsal studio, there was such a vibe, and the new songs were sounding so great and so much fun to play. So yeah, we absolutely can't wait. I think by then we're going to be, like animals finally let out of cages once we get onto the stage. It's going to be great.
Be chomping at the bit.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I was kind of Instagram stalking you earlier, I hope you don't mind. But I was really interested. But we were doing this Instagram live story of this kind of like this meditation, this mindfulness, and it was really interesting. And you mentioned that you might be looking to do some kind of podcast or something in the future. Is this something you're looking to do?
Yeah. So I mean, I've been practicing mindfulness meditation for about 6 years now. And it's something that helped me through some years of hardship, but now is just a really good kind of tool, really, to have a bit of mental technology almost. So I've been doing live guided meditations on my Insta stories, and I think it's just a nice way to do something that's communal that isn't music. I mean, obviously, music is my first love, and I still enjoy doing that. But I thought this was quite nice because it brings us all together and it trains our minds in a way that, you know, gives us tools to be able to help with awareness, with like self-control, with, you know, there's so many amazing science that's been done into mindfulness now, and how helpful it can be. And I mean, it's even great for our immune systems. So yeah, I think at a time like now, in the middle of a pandemic, we need our immune systems at full throttle. So yeah, it just felt like a really like important thing to do, just to try and share the knowledge that I'd learned over the years of practicing.
Yes, it was great. I really hope you go through with that. It was really interesting.
That was part one of my chat with Rou Reynolds of Enter Shikari. I hope you're enjoying it so far, getting a feel for the new record, Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible. But right now, we're going to have to throw it over to lads avec the ads. The pause for the cause. So stay tuned. Part 2, we're going to be doing STAPPOKE, which is my lively karaoke rock quiz game. Scott Stapp impersonation humiliation. Stay tuned for that. It's good fun. Throw it over to lads with the ads. See you in a mo.
This is a message from the government about coronavirus. It's important we all help to protect older people and those with existing health conditions from coronavirus. If you or anyone in your household has a high temperature or a new and continuous cough, even if those symptoms are mild, you should all stay at home. Don't go to the GP or hospital. Instead, go to nhs.uk to check your symptoms and follow the specialist medical advice. Only call NHS 111 if you can't get online or your symptoms worsen. The great majority of people will recover well at home. Protect yourself, protect others, protect the NHS.
Thanks for tuning in to your local community radio station. We're one of 250 similar stations across the UK, each one serving a specific area every day of the year. And when you advertise your business on community radio, you're talking to people round here. And your money stays round here too, helping us to continue broadcasting. Find out more through the radio station website and keep listening to hear more of what makes us unique. Community radio, we're all about here.
Across Richmond, Wandsworth, Merton and Lambeth. Online at riversideradio.com.
To Rockology Hour. This is part 2. I'm your host, Jake Story, your resident rock connoisseur here at Riverside Radio. We're about to throw it over to the second half of my chat with Rou Reynolds of Enter Shikari. We're about to dive in to my STAPPOKE quiz game. I'm going to have to now throw it over to my humiliating jingle.
Well, I just heard the news today. It's time for us to play STAPPOKE.
So, Rou, are you up for playing my STAPPOKE karaoke quiz game?
Absolutely, yeah.
You want to hear the scores on the doors at the moment? The score to beat and who's there?
Oh, sure. As I said, I don't think I'm going to be any good at this. But
so since you're a lone wolf, I'll give you a lot of clues and a lot of hints for each one. But scores on the doors: Milk Teeth and Take Flight are currently in first place. They've got 18 out of 20. Insane score. Nice. And then Henry Cox from Boston Manor, he got 16 last week, so he's in second with Sinker. Jamie Lemon's in third with 15.5. Foxjaw are fourth with 15. Vinny from Wallflower, another lone wolf, got 13.5. And Loathe are sixth with 11.5. I'm confident you're going to do quite well.
Okay.
So now this is where I have to do my weird warm-up. me. So for listeners who haven't heard this before, I will sing lyrics in the voice of Scott Stapp from Creed. Rou here has to guess the next line, the band, and the track. There's 10 tracks. We'll see how we get on. Okay, number 1. This one might be close to home. My sacrifice. Sorry, some other warm-up. My sacrifice. Fury. I am the judge and I'm the jury.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Well, What do I have to do? I have to do the next line.
So the next line of the track, and then the track name and band.
Shikari, Dreamers Hotel.
Yeah.
Fury, I'm the judge and I'm the jury. It's dog eat dog and I'm a pure breed.
Yes. The Dreamers Hotel. I think that's my favourite off the new album, actually. Elegy in that one, I love. Okay, number 2, full marks, of course. So far, we like to. It's like a hot bathtub, Stappioke. We'll slowly ease you in, and then we'll be submerged in Scott Stapp. Okay. Number 2. I'm not trying to pull you, even though I would like to. I think you are really fit.
Well, it's the streets fit, but you know it. Where did you finish them?
I think you are really fit.
You're fit, but my girl's dancing.
Yeah. Yes, perfect. Nailed it. I always thought you had a tiny bit of Mike Skinner in you. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Were you a big Streets fan?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was probably Rory that introduced me to the Streets. What seems like millennia ago now, but yeah, no, we've always, always been.
Yeah, I think they're great. They're awesome. Okay, number 3. But if I sing along a little effing louder.
It's Bring Me, Happy Song.
Yep.
I
I had to make it radio friendly.
You something that rhymes with along.
Do you want to hear it again? Sure. But if you sing along a little effing louder.
Is it to this happy song?
Ooh, I think I'll give it to you. It's very close.
To a happy song?
Yes. To a happy song. We'll be just fine. Okay, I'll give you 2 there. Lone Wolves get a little bit of extra help. Okay. It's full marks so far, Rou. Like, we're absolutely smashing through this. Okay, number 4. They say the good die young. Another British rock band.
Oh God, I've no idea. You got me. You stumped me.
Oh, I stumped you. How can I hints? I think this album came out last year. I think it's it's not the title of the album. How can I help? I believe they're from Brighton. Stumped still. Yeah. It's a tough one. It's Architects with Doomsday.
Oh yeah, of course.
What done is done, because it's not enough.
Okay. Yeah.
That's okay. You can still win. Sorry. You just have to get every single one from here on out. Okay, number 5. How does it feel? How does it feel?
I mean, that just genuinely sounds like Creed.
Yeah. Well, maybe they took a lot. Scott Stapp took a lot of influence from this lad. I say this lad. He was prominent in the '60s mainly. He's still going to this day.
Oh, how does it feel?
Yeah.
Oh God, mind blank.
One of probably his biggest track. I think this album's this one. This was on not Bringing It All Back Home, not Blonde on Blonde, the other one. It was on Highway 61 Revisited. I think prominent in the 60s, still going, legendary singer-songwriter, likes wearing a hat. He's got curly hair. He's old now.
Yeah, I mean, to be a Rolling Stone.
Yes, that's it. Well, that's the track. That's the track. Like a Rolling Stone.
What's his damn name? Why? It's been a really long day.
You're gonna kick yourself.
I mean, I know exactly who it is, but I just can't think of the name.
Do you want me to give it to you, or do you reckon you got this? I could give you half for Like a Rolling Stone. That's in the bank.
Oh my God, what is wrong with me? We're rolling. I mean, I can do a pretty decent
impression of this man, whoever he is.
Bob Dylan.
Yes, there we go. We got there.
Sorry.
No, I'm glad you made it. I don't suppose you know the next line?
We're rolling.
If you were homeless, you would be without
A home?
Yes. Yeah, I'll give you that. See, I'm helping out the people who are doing it on their own. That's I'm going to give you 2 for that one. I'm feeling very generous today.
Yes.
When you call my name, it's like a little prayer.
Well, it's Madonna. Is
Yes.
it called Prayer?
Yeah, pretty much, almost.
Like a Prayer?
Yes, the one, yeah.
When you call my name, little prayer. Something, I'm going to take you there.
Yes, but if you're praying, you would be on your...
Oh, on my knees. Yeah.
I could have gone dirty there, but I didn't know. I was kept it legit. Cool. Madonna, Like a Prayer. Still in this. There's still hope. Okay. A bit of a change of pace for this one. Number 7. I felt the hate rise up in me.
Wait and Bleed, Slipknot.
Yeah.
I felt the hate rise up in me.
This one involves kneeling as well.
Something, wait and bleed. See, this is the thing. I'm so bad at other people's lyrics.
It's so much harder. I'd probably be terrible at this game if I didn't look up the lyrics. I'd probably not get most of them. It involves kneeling, if that helps with the next line.
I had the hate rise up in me. I'm kneeling. Shall I wait and bleed?
It's not a million miles away. It's kneel down and clear the stone of leaves. So yeah, I'll give you 1 for that. So the slip on the way and bleed. You got the track very quickly. Okay, number 8. Change of pace here. There is love burning to find you. Halfway through that.
I don't know who that is.
What clues could I give? So this track was probably their biggest track, and it was with their second singer. When they started out, they've gone back to their original singer now. They released an album last year. What other clues could I give?
Oh wait, do it again.
There is love burning to find you.
Yeah. Kill Switch Engage.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Track?
I'm not gonna know the track or the next line.
That's all right. You got a half in the bank there.
All right.
Okay, cool. 2 to go. Number 9. You're on 10. Here we go. I'm never gonna dance again.
Never gonna dance again. What about a melody? Do I get a quarter point for the melody?
Do you know the artist and the track name? If you're a football fan, there was a famous Mick McCarthy meme to this track. That is definitely the melody. If you were not innocent, you would be
guilty.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's the first. But do you know the track and the artist?
I mean, I'm sure I do, but
unfortunately he's passed away now. But when he was alive, he crashed into a Snappy Snaps. He started off. Yes, it is. Yeah. The first guest on Carpool Karaoke. Yes. Do you know the track?
No.
Okay, I'll give you half though. Half. And the next line was guilty free to God no rhythm. They have no rhythm. Okay. Number 10. Here we go. Yeah, good. Okay. Number 10. Last one. Here we go. Let's go out with an absolute bang. So here I am. It's in my hands. They released an album a couple of days ago. They've been going, I think, the same amount of time you guys have, actually.
I don't know what that is. I feel like I should recognize it, but I don't.
The singer dated Kelly Osbourne way back in the day. They've just released a new album. I think it's called Heartwork. What other clues can I give? In the last week, I'd say. What else? They are very kind of pigeonholed as an emo band, if that helps. And it's not My Chemical Romance. They're a great band.
I don't know.
The Used, Taste of Ink. I don't know
Uh,
if you're a Used fan.
I mean, I respect and like their music, but I can't say I ever listened to it a great deal.
Oh, fair enough. So let's have a do quick add up. 2, 4, 6, 10.5. So
I'll check
unfortunately,
that. It's better than I thought I'd do. I told you I was going to be awful, so I did okay.
unfortunately, yeah, you are a massive disadvantage that you're on your own. But unfortunately, that slots you into last place. But
Oh.
the STAPPOKE charts don't matter. The real ones do, and you're number 2 on those. So who's the real winner?
Yeah, I'll just concentrate on my own music, I think.
Yeah. Oh, Rou, I really appreciate your time. Is there anything the Riverside Radio audience need to hear, or you want to let them know about in the near future for Enter Shikari?
No, we're just very thankful for everyone's support. We'll be everyone's doing live streams, aren't they? We'll be doing some more live streams. If you fancy a bit of mindfulness, come and join me on my Instagram. Big up. Thanks for the support.
That was my chat with Rou Reynolds of Enter Shikari. What a lovely bloke he is. And I do actually recommend his meditation stuff on the Instagram. I was researching him for the interview and ended up getting involved a little bit with his meditation stuff. It's really, really interesting. So if you're into that kind of thing, I hope you guys check it out. And also, more importantly, check out the new record, Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible. It truly is a fantastic record. I expect it to be in most people's top 10 albums of the year. It is what you expect from Enter Shikari now. It's just pushing the boundaries of what is possible from, I don't know, you can't even really classify them as a band and alternative music. You've got dance in there, you've got electronic, you've got hardcore, you've got kind of pop. It's just a ridiculous cauldron of genres, and only really Enter Shikari can pull it off to this degree, and it just is a testament to their talent, really. But you know what? Let's put on another track from that new record. I'm about to put on Tina, or Tina, whatever your preference is. So that was my interview with Rou Reynolds of Enter Shikari. Hope you enjoyed it. What a lovely bloke. He's such a nice guy. I was very, like I said, with some of these bigger artists you've kind of been listening to for a very long period of time, it's almost like a relief when they're a nice person there. And you don't have any kind of horror stories. He was a top bloke. So thanks again for Rou for coming on the show and giving me his time. Do check out the new record if you've not heard it. Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible. And I hope you enjoyed it. Give me your feedback at Rockology Hour on Instagram, Twitter. You can follow Rou Reynolds on Instagram at Rou Reynolds, and same with Enter Shikari. There's no Enter Shikari 69 handle. It's easy to find. If you just put in the search engine, it's going to pop up. To keep up to date with all the Rockology Hour news and ongoings, you can go to rockologyhour.com. That has everything on there. Instagram, links to Instagram, Twitter, links to the Mixcloud show, which has the full radio show episodes, so you can actually listen to the whole show, the whole hour with music, if you want to do so. Thanks very much for listening. Please hit the subscribe button, plonk it in, so you get the next episode automatically, and check out previous episodes, because we're getting a whole back catalogue of lovely jubbly interviews in there. I have been your host, Jake Storer, your resident rock connoisseur. Thanks very much for listening. Stay safe, stay sane. I'm off.
Rockology Hour Interviews.